Hey guys, Eric Cogorno here out at the Bethlehem Golf Club. If you're new here, my name's Eric. I've been coaching golf for the past 14 years. We run CogornoGolf.com, our online golf school where we can work together if you're interested in some online coaching. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to start the downswing correctly. There's really one move, there's two little parts to it, that we see all the best ball strikers do. I want to show you what those are, give you some drills to help you hit your irons more solid. Quickly, before we dive into that, a quick word from today's video sponsor. Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about the hanger training aid. Now, I don't know if you've seen this or used this before, but it is absolutely my new favorite training aid. This hanger here creates and controls what I think is the most important part of the swing, which is the wrist angle. It snaps right on. It takes me probably 30 seconds to put on. I can put it right in my golf bag. And best of all, the main trait of a training aid that's really good is you can hit balls with it. You can actually hit balls with it. So I love this hanger training aids. I've been using it probably for the past 6 to 7 weeks in my own game. You may have seen me in videos talk about, hey, I'm really trying to get my left wrist flat at the top. Look at when I do that well, how that sits on my forearm. Now watch when I cut my wrist, how that comes off. Immediate feedback for where my wrist angle's at. I like to use this even during my takeaway. When I set it up here, I like to keep it between my arms during my takeaway, press it against my left wrist for flat left wrist at the top, press it more against. Look at when I press it against, so that shallows my shaft, that keeps my club face square to close, helps me hit from inside. So I absolutely love this. I firmly believe that this is good for every single golfer. There's no one that can have too flat of a left wrist. One of the few things that all good ball strikers have, we're trying to have. Flat left wrist, right? Super easy to use, incredible immediate feedback. With the coupon code CogornoGolf.com, it's only $59, and I can actually hit balls with it and get instant feedback. Yeah, so I don't know if you can hear that, but that's about as compressed as I can hit a ball, and that's the main point of this hanger. Iron compression. You're gonna absolutely love it. We'll put all the details down in the description down below. All right, guys, so let's talk about how to start the downswing correctly. And there's really one move that I see all of the best ball strikers do, and this had come up from a conversation we had within our CogornoGolf.com group about how to start the downswing correctly. Now, what I see players do all the time, this is the gentleman that we were talking with, is in an effort to shallow the downswing, to get the club shaft working from inside, to hit the ball from inside, a lot of players add excessive tilt right away. What I mean by that is from the top of the backswing, they get their left shoulder, left hip, and left knee to go too far up too early. And now if we sort of split screen the face on and the down the line at the same time, what you'll notice from the down the line angle is when I do that tilt, that does in fact help to shallow the club out. That does get the club working from inside, but as you can see, as I'm doing that from face on, that makes my head go way too far back behind the ball. And therein lies the issue with this excessive tilt to shallow move. We do not want the left hip, left shoulder, left knee to go up right away to shallow. Why? Because what's going to end up happening from there is a couple things. Number one, as I've moved my head back behind the ball, I've moved my low point back behind the ball. So when I do that, I really increase the odds of fats and thins. Also, when I have excessive tilt, I actually have a likelihood of having the club too far under plane too late. We see that all the time. So what we don't want to do when we start down is shallow and tilt. What we do want to do, and the one move we see great players do, is they're able to shallow the club while keeping their lead side lower. So from the top of the backswing, what I mean by that is if you go up to the top, when you start down, your left knee, hip, and shoulder should all work slightly down and forward from about the top of the swing until about halfway down. And as I'm doing that motion, I'm able to shallow the club out. Now for reference, this gentleman we were working with, we put a club on the ground over 4 o'clock, which we like to do for reference of the shaft. What I mean by 4 o'clock is if the ball's 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock's my toe line, I've got it just inside, 3:30, maybe 4 o'clock. So what I want to do to start the downswing is left knee, left hip, left shoulder down and forward, and get the club down over 4 o'clock. So from my point of view, the club's over 4. Left knee, left hip, left shoulder down and forward, club down over 4. Now this is actually a little bit too far inside, but that's okay, because as I add more of my body rotation, I'm gonna get it where I actually want it, which is even with or just inside my hands as I approach the ball. But I've got a 7-iron here, and if I want to start my downswing correctly, if I want to hit the ball solid, high, and far, those are the feels that I want to have. Lead side stays low, and I get the club over 4 o'clock. This really video could have been, and the premise of our conversation was like how not to shallow your downswing, and how I would not do it, like I mentioned, is tilt right away, club over 4. How I would do it, how elite players do it, where they're able to shallow without getting too far under plane, where they're able to shallow and still hit the ball solid and avoid the over push and hook, is by keeping that lead side lower. Left knee, hip, and shoulder down and forward, club over 4. And so hopefully you can hear those shots are hit solid, and all of those have a little bit of a draw to it. So if you're someone who's struggling with contact, especially if you get steep and over the top, you need to do a bunch of this. You might even need to feel like as you do it, the club gets even inside of this. You know, more towards, what is it, at 5 o'clock. But the left knee, left hip, and shoulder stay lower. So left side stays down and forward, club over 4. That's really the key or the secret to having compressed iron shots. When I go to the top of my backswing, my left knee, hip, and shoulder are already lower than my right. So all I gotta do is keep them lower. And again, this is only for about the first half of the downswing, but the rest of it should take care of itself if you get this part right. Left knee, hip, and shoulder down, club over 4. And then depending upon your ball flight, you would monitor the club over 4 part. If the ball's not drawing enough, then I would get the club at least over 4, maybe even feel it over 5. That's exaggerated. And to get the ball drawing. If I'm just hitting straight pushes from here and they're not curving back, I would check the club face angle. Just make sure that that toe is slightly in front of the heel. Left side lower, club over 4. That's about as good as I can do it. I tried for a long time, and even taught players when I first started coaching, if I'm being honest, to do this tilting right away. And I could get them hitting draws, but contact issues, pushes, and hooks. So if you need more of the draw, get the face down, get the club inside 4. Now, if you're already hitting pushes and hooks, you still need to keep the lead side lower. That's universal. But then you can feel the club more over 3 o'clock. You could even feel it over 2 o'clock. If you're hitting too big of pushes and hooks, same thing, left knee, left hip, left shoulder down, but get the club out over your toe line, even in front of it. That'll get you more of a straight to fade pattern. But no matter what you do, you keep the lead side lower. So move this club as per your ball flight. The more you need more push and hook, put it more inside this way and match that. If you're already hitting pushes and hooks, get it out here. This is exaggerated, and feel the same thing. You want less push, hook, more fade. Left knee, left hip, left shoulder down and forward. Get the club over about 230. That'll take the curve off. The point is, no matter what, which is what I need more because I get 2 under, no matter what, you're keeping the lead side lower from the top. Left knee, left hip, left shoulder already lower. Keep them lower as you start down. My weight's pushing more into my left foot. My right knee is getting back even with my left. I'll do one more. As I'm doing that move, left shoulder, left knee, down and forward. And after I reach that initial down and forward motion, you know, my head stays where it is, everything goes by. I don't keep going forward forever. It's just the initial part. See, my right knee gets back even with my left. And then match the club on the ground as per your ball flight. But keep things lower as you start your downswing. That's going to keep your low point forward. That's going to give you compression and solid contact. Move the club as per your ball pattern. This is how you start your downswing. You need to use video and adjust each one of those accordingly. Those are really the checkpoints you want to use. You adjust your feels and exaggerations to get there. Check out CogornoGolf.com. If you're having any issues, you can send your swings in there. We can work together. We'll also put a card on the screen. Similar style video. If you guys have any questions at all, leave a comment down below. If you like the video, consider sharing it with a friend, clicking the like button. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching.